I am a god.
Megan Fox. Most know her from the blockbuster hits like Transformers or the cult classic Jennifer's Body. Her roles made her a global sensation, cementing her place sex symbol of Hollywood. Or is there anyone among you who would argue with that? Write about it in the comments. But beneath the fame is a woman whose path to stardom was anything but smooth. Megan Fox is more than an icon. She's a symbol of endurance, a survivor of personal trials, and an ever-evolving artist who defies expectations at every turn. Born on May 16, 1986, in the quiet town of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Megan's life was shaped by strict rules and invisible walls. Raised in nearby Rockwood, she grew up in a deeply religious Pentecostal household, her life governed by rigid discipline. When Megan was just 3 years old, her parents divorced. From that point on, her mother and stepfather took over, but what should have been a safe haven turned into something else entirely. Her stepfather was controlling and harsh, casting a shadow over her childhood with verbal and emotional abuse. The walls of her home felt like a prison, where her freedom was limited, and Megan learned early on how to hide her pain. Socially isolated and unable to invite friends over, her school life was no better. Megan didn't fit in. In the hallways, she became an outsider, and during lunch breaks, she hid, retreating to the bathroom to avoid the cruel taunts of her classmates. But even in this harsh environment, something inside Megan refused to be broken. At the tender age of 5, after watching The Wizard of Oz, a fire was lit within her. It was here that her fascination with acting began, an escape from reality, a place where she could be anyone but herself. Megan threw herself into dance and drama, the arts becoming her refuge. By the time she turned 13, her striking looks and undeniable presence caught the attention of talent scouts. She entered the world of modeling, and soon, she was winning awards at the American Modeling and Talent Convention in 1999. Her path to stardom had officially begun. At just 17, Megan Fox made a decision that would shape the rest of her life. She left the small, familiar world of Tennessee behind and headed to Los Angeles, the city of dreams, to chase her passion. With little more than her ambition and a high school diploma earned through correspondence courses, Megan faced the harsh realities of Hollywood. It wasn't instant stardom, nor was it easy. Her first taste of the industry came with the direct-to-DVD film Holiday in the Sun, where she played a minor role. But Megan's journey had only just begun. Over the next few years, she landed small roles in sitcoms like What I Like About You and 2.5 Men, but these parts were far from the breakthrough she was hoping for. The grind of Los Angeles, with its endless auditions and competition, was relentless. Then, in 2007, everything changed. Megan was cast as Mikaela Banes in Transformers, and with that, her life took a dramatic turn. Practically overnight, Megan became a global icon. Her portrayal of Mikaela was more than just a role. It was the spark that ignited her career. The world watched as Megan captivated audiences, her presence commanding the screen. She was no longer just another actress trying to make it in Hollywood. She was a force to be reckoned with.
I'm breaking up with you, Sam.
Really? Sure? Not hearing a whole lot of conviction.
Well, I am, okay? So there's no reason for me to come say goodbye to you.
Her status as a rising star was solidified when she reprised the role of Mikaela in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. This sequel further cemented Megan's place in the entertainment industry, with nominations rolling in her face plastered across magazines and billboards. Megan was at the height of her fame. Yet with that attention came scrutiny and pressure, expectations that went far beyond acting. During the production of the second Transformers film, director Michael Bay requested that Megan gain 10 pounds to fit the image of the role. It was a demand that reflected the physical pressures placed on women in the industry, a constant reminder of Hollywood's often harsh standards. Interestingly, Megan's connection to Bay had started years before, in a small, uncredited appearance in Bad Boys 2. It was a brief moment, but one that hinted at the collaboration that would later define her early career. As Megan Fox's star soared, so too did the pressure that came with being one of Hollywood's most talked about figures. She had become a global icon, gracing the covers of magazines like Maxim, Rolling Stone, and FHM, her image crafted and marketed as the ultimate fantasy. But behind the glamour and allure of these photo shoots, Megan was fighting a battle with herself. The very image that made her famous clashed with her personal reality. While the world viewed her as a symbol of beauty and sensuality, Megan struggled with deep insecurities. Body dysmorphia haunted her, and the pressures of being constantly objectified began to take their toll. She once confessed that despite being labeled one of the most beautiful women in the world, she never saw herself that way. Megan faced the contradiction between the public's expectations and her own internal turmoil. The roles she was being offered were often limited to her appearance, trapping her in a box she desperately wanted to break free from. But it wasn't just the public's perception that weighed heavy on Megan. Tensions behind the scenes were beginning to simmer. In 2009, during the height of her Transformers fame, Megan's relationship with director Michael Bay became strained. During an interview, she famously compared Bay's directing style to that of Hitler, a comment that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The fallout was swift and brutal. Megan was removed from the third Transformers film, and her once promising career seemed to be teetering on the edge. The controversy not only reflected her personal frustrations but also shone a light on the deeper, systemic issues within the industry, especially when it came to the treatment of women. Megan's outspokenness, though seen as rebellious by some, highlighted the power dynamics in Hollywood that often silenced women's voices. Her public fallout with Bay became a symbol of this larger struggle. The situation took an even more dramatic turn when rumors circulated that it wasn't just Bay behind her firing. It was said that executive producer Steven Spielberg himself had insisted on her removal from the franchise, a claim Spielberg would later deny, but one that added another layer of complexity to Megan's story. The world had seen her as the untouchable Hollywood star, but behind the scenes, Megan was learning a harsh truth about fame, that it could be both a blessing and a curse. After the fallout with Transformers, Megan Fox made a decision that many in her position might have feared. She stepped away from the relentless world of Hollywood. It wasn't just about leaving the spotlight, it was about finding herself again. During this time, Megan focused on motherhood and personal growth, putting her family and mental health first. The industry may have moved on, but Megan was in the process of rediscovering her identity, away from the pressures of fame. Her return to acting came on her own terms. In 2014, she took on the role of April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a character that allowed her to redefine her on-screen image. Gone was the sex symbol role she had been typecast in. Instead, she embraced stronger, more dynamic roles. Soon after, Megan surprised audiences again by joining the cast of the sitcom New Girl as Reagan, a character who showcased her comedic timing and versatility. This marked the beginning of her comeback, one that was quieter, more calculated, and truer to who she had become. But Megan's reinvention didn't stop with acting. In 2023, she revealed a side of herself that few had seen before as a writer. Her poetry book, Pretty Boys Are Poisonous, was not just a creative project but a deeply personal release. Through writing, Megan explored the emotional wounds of her past, transforming pain into art. This marked a significant shift in her public image. Megan was no longer just an actress. She was an artist expressing herself in new and powerful ways. Beyond her career, Megan has always nurtured an intellectual curiosity about the world. She's spoken openly about her fascination with ancient civilizations, particularly Egyptian and Mayan cultures, revealing a passion for history and knowledge that extends beyond Hollywood's confines. Despite her fame, Megan has remained grounded, attributing much of her stability to her Christian faith, which she says has helped her navigate the ups and downs of her journey. In the end, Megan Fox is a paradox. She's tough and vulnerable, glamorous yet grounded. She's someone who has survived the highs and lows of fame, and through it all, she has remained unapologetically herself.